Hello and welcome to Errol. No, crumbs.
You would fail like 5 seconds of
Okay,
the
let's
podcast.
try that again.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Three Geeks and a Pod. Or it could be Errol and Man Pants.
Okay, it's 3 geeks in a pod.
But there aren't three of us here.
No, there aren't today.
No, Ja-Mez is gone.
He's in Texas, or he
No,
was.
he's not.
He was
He's
in
back.
Texas. Oh, he's back.
I told you he's back.
Oh,
Remember?
yes.
Just like 5 minutes ago.
Well, I have had a lot on my mind.
Oh, like dates and men.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, you were out on a date just now.
No, I wasn't.
You were at a movie with
I was at a movie
man.
with my friend Amber,
Oh.
who was a girl and not a
Oh.
man. So.
That's a lot more depressing to think about now.
What?
Because, well, no, Amber's great, but I thought you were out dating, eating
Oh.
popcorn, reaching into the bag.
Okay,
at
this
the
is like a
same
G
time.
rated.
What? The popcorn bag?
Popcorn. I was worried about where you were going with that.
What, you know, and then you look at each other and then you giggle.
No.
No, that's not what happens at your dates? In your dates? During your dates when you date with the popcorn?
I've never been to a movie date, I don't think. Oh, wait, I've been
Really?
to one, yeah.
Oh, all your boyfriends are boring then. They don't take you
Sorry.
to date movie
Well,
dates?
they're not my boyfriends anymore,
No, so you dump them. So in other words, okay, everyone who's out there and single and wants the man pans.
Okay, this is another kind of
you
a podcast.
need to take
God,
her out
we're
to
like
movies.
2 minutes into this, and it's like already, man, it's not dating, yeah, boys.
Hello and welcome to Three Geeks in a Pod.
Three
My
Geeks
name
in a
is Errol
My name is Manda.
and Man Pans. It's funny in the chat. She comes into
Oh,
as you
that's
might
the
know
Nano chat.
the
for-
NaNoWriMo chat. NaNoWriMo has National Novel Writing Month.
Yeah.
Is writing 50,000 words in 30 days of November, and we, the Toronto chapter, has their own chat room.
Yep.
And Manpans goes in there sometime, and sadly, when Manpans goes in as her other names like
Witless,
Witless
yeah.
or even Manda, nobody knows who she is, but they know Manpans.
They know Man Pans, so I have to stick with Man Pans in the chat room. And then they recognize me. It's like, hey, Man Pans, how's Errol? I'm like,
And they go, "Hi, Manpans, you're awesome, and I love your voice.
no,
I
it-
wish you could sing for me all the time," which is true, and you know it.
that was one person.
Oh, did you see all the other comments on your Yes.
Yes, I saw them.
See?
It was very sweet.
There you go.
It was very
it's not
nice.
just one person.
Okay,
Poor man pants. Are you uncomfortable now?
a little
Could
bit.
you maybe in the studio do a little example of you singing for us?
This isn't a studio, it's your living room.
Yeah, well, okay. But on the podcast, if you could sing for us.
No, I can't do that.
Just a little song. Or maybe what we
A
should
little
do,
song?
we could play a song and
That's
then you
okay.
can comment
I
on
thought
it.
we had. Wait, we have news items.
We do.
We do. Oh, my phone is elsewhere. Ja-Mez sent us news items.
Oh, I
to
saw
talk
those
about.
news items. He had something about Star Trek.
Yeah,
And then he has something about X-Men.
Yeah. the
So
new
go
movie.
look that up.
Poor Jim- he sent us he probably labored over those news items. He probably scoured the internet to give us.
I like the first Star Trek, and I'll probably see the second.
Okay, so that's your opinion on that?
Yep.
Okay, and how about the X-Men thing?
Oh, actually, I stopped watching X-Men by the second one.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I mean, not that I didn't want to. I just
Oh, you
never
didn't
got
miss much with the third, because...
So I didn't really see much.
No.
And then I didn't see the beginning X-Men one, and
X-Men First Class.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that one was a good one. I like
was
that
it good?
one. Yeah.
Okay, you just like all the young hotties.
They were hot.
I guess they're your age,
And one of them
eh?
spoke German. And
Oh,
the other
you're
one...
into the Germans. Now we know.
I like it when guys speak another language. That,
Oh, you
Why
like
are we
the
talking
German
about like that?
accent,
I
the
think I've
German
been-
language. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
So, in other words, okay, it's good to know. If you're German and you take her out to a movie,
Okay, I'm gonna count the number of times you relate this back to like an ad for me.
oh, you want me to make one?
No!
I can make one for you.
God sakes, no.
It could be like an
For
OK
God's sake.
Cupid, and we could have put it on We Tangent.
I am like fighting so hard not to swear my head off right now. I'm like, we have to stay G-rated.
Oh, well, Ja-Mez might beep, or you could bleep it out if you edit it.
I don't. Well, I'm not that.
Actually, no. I don't know. I don't trust either of you, because if either of you edit it, you'll take out all the fun parts.
Ja-Mez usually edits it, though.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's starting to feel sorry for you. He doesn't know that you can stand up for yourself.
Can I? Have I yet?
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
have. Look at it this way. Remember when, didn't I go too far once and you actually told me?
Yeah, I did, actually.
See, there you go.
I was very stressed. That was when we were filming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I was
look at that.
very stressed out, and you
stressed out man pants.
you were being your usual Errol, and there was just I don't think it was even much you said. I think you just made.
But there was
a quick
another time
joke.
too
What?
where I think, oh, I remember now.
When?
What?
When?
You don't want me to bring it up on air, do you?
Oh, is it embarrassing?
No.
What? Well, I'm curious. Tell me after, I guess. Kind of. I think they were just talking about it's vague. They're going to be doing it.
There was a synopsis.
I need my phone.
Oh, where's
I have
your
it on
phone?
my phone.
Are you going to read it out or something? Is this going to be like a
Isn't that what-
PowerPoint lecture?
Isn't that what Ja-Mez does? He always has his phone in front of him, and he's always.
I don't know. I don't pay attention during those times.
Oh yeah, that's right. You always lean back and you you
I'm
like
kidding,
wonder
Ja-Mez.
about life,
I think to myself, I'm hungry.
and then you get popcorn. Okay, I'm gonna.
Popcorn. So what? Do you want me just to talk while we wait for you? Or actually, what I'm doing right now before Man Pants came is that I was editing episode 6 of the Nano musical. Now, the majority of these things were edited. Sadly, the longest thing that it takes is for things to render. And so it's like, for like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of that was edited. And then all I had to do was just like add a beginning and the end, like the credits. And then I would just edit it. But then when I put it to render, it would take like forever. Forever. And then finding, the end clips like I like to add for a blooper, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you find all your stuff?
Yeah.
And so even though I finished that, but episode 6 is the least most edited one, and I need to get it out soon, so I'm sad.
It's going to be stressful, so I'm wasting his time by doing a podcast.
I was not wasting my time. I like doing podcasts.
Oh, okay. All right, so we got news. So, Star Trek. The Star Trek news is from about the sequel of the movie, and it just says that not much has been said about it.
Okay, I'll read the next news then. Okay, my turn.
You read it. There was more to the Star Trek stuff. It was like speculation
it's
and all
based on the
that.
second pilot of the original series.
Did you watch the original series of Star Trek?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the next one is called X-Men: Days of Future Past. Oh yeah, if you were listening to our podcast before, Ja-Mez is excited about this. He has casting news.
Ooh.
Cast will include actors from both series, including James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart as Xavier Young and Old.
It's James McAvoy.
McAvoy?
Yeah, McAvoy.
McAvoy?
Yeah. What?
Okay. No, I believe you. Then Michael Fassbender, Ian McKellen, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, Nicolas Cage as Beast, or Nicholas Holt. Anyway, news came over Bryan Singer's Twitter. No word on Famke Jensen and a whole whack of other people.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, based on Uncanny X-Men at 141 and 42, Days of Future Past. So he's super excited. I'd actually be happy to see the Sentinels, unless they screw them up.
What are the Sentinels?
Those great big purple robot things that went around hunting mutants.
Okay.
Do you know?
Nope.
No, don't you? Did you ever read an X-Men comic?
I've never read a
at
Marvel
all?
comic.
A Marvel comic?
Yeah.
You've never read one Marvel comic?
I don't know why. They just looked bad to me.
So you haven't, but there's tons of Marvel, and you haven't
They
read
looked-
one?
No, I read some DC, but
Like, what about Captain America?
No.
Thor?
they looked lame,
Hulk?
to be honest. Hulk I haven't read, but I've heard Hulk is good.
Not Spider-Man?
Well, we all know it's Spider-Man.
Oh my goodness, let me think. Who else? And not one X-Men comic?
No,
Wow, really?
no. I've had many friends tell me all about the X-Men comics. Actually, I was a little disappointed because my friend Matt almost came on the podcast with us.
Male.
Yes.
Yes. And he almost came to a podcast.
Well, I was. Oh God, no! I wanted him to meet Ja-Mez because they're like,
You're going to try to set them up?
no, because they're
Oh.
both super nerds about Marvel comics and stuff.
Ah.
And Matt would always talk about, give me huge plot synopsis of X-Men comics and that.
The last Matt that was here, that Debs came with,
Yeah.
friend of ours, Matt, he also loves Marvel comics as well. So all
So a
of
lot
them
of
can get
people named
together
Matt love
that
Marvel comics.
I know we should.
Except
we
my
should
brother,
take some
maybe,
sort of,
but
Oh, is your brother's name Matt?
yes.
Oh, cool. We could take some sort of like statistical poll.
That sounds like
but we
Really
don't
boring, actually.
really. Is your name Matt and you like Marvel
Marvel
comics? But I
comics.
don't know if we know enough Matts or if enough Matts listen to this.
Maybe not. I don't know. So Sentinels, they're big purple goopy things.
No, they're not goop. They're robots.
Robots.
Where did I say goopy?
I don't know. I just thought I got goopy in my. I hear big
You got
and purple.
goopy
I
on the
think-
brain.
That was a stretch, even for you.
I found out we had Cheerios in the house. I was a happy guy.
Oh, is that your news?
Yep.
I
Then
got
sadly I
Cheerios.
realized it wasn't a full box.
Okay.
So, but then I thought to myself, how did I miss the Cheerios this whole time?
You really like Cheerios then?
I like Cheerios. I like cereal.
Oh, good.
Have you ever seen that bowl? There's a bowl I would like, and it's the cereal bowl, and it has
Oh,
a divider in the
yeah.
middle.
That would be great.
I know, and then you can, and it has one for the dry cereal and the other for the milk, and then you just kind of like
You don't have
scoop
to worry
the
about
cereal.
it getting soggy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I had wings
We can
today.
dream. Oh, you had wings today.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
See,
Well,
so there's
this is your
all
news.
sorts
There's
of.
food-related news. I have news.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like game news.
Oh.
But is that boring?
Oh no, I thought it was dating news.
No, it's never dating news. You know that.
No, you never know. Maybe you were excited.
I know.
So, what are your game news?
Well, game news. Well, Epic Mickey 2 is out now,
Oh,
and it's been getting bad reviews.
oh, poor Epic.
So I watched a couple of little Let's Plays of it, and yeah, I can see why. It's a shame, because it's kind of like, it has the potential to be a really good game, but they just don't quite get there.
No,
There's a lot of gameplay issues and stuff.
they don't know how to be epic.
They don't know how to be epic. I played the first Epic Mickey, and oh yeah, that was what bothered me. In this one, they gave Mickey a voice, and I don't know how you feel. Yeah, I hate that voice.
Me too, actually.
I've always hated Mickey's voice.
No, it's never out of all the voices. You know, they're all great except for Mickey.
Except for Mickey, I just
because it sounds like it's some guy that can't do the voice.
Disney.
What?
Disney did his voice.
No, I know, but it just still. No, yeah, I know, but it doesn't sound like a good voice.
No, yeah.
Because you would think that what's his name? Is it Peter Cullen? Who does Winnie the Pooh's voice?
Oh, I don't know.
And it's like, you know, not the kind of voice you'd expect, but it really fits him.
It fits the character. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one just doesn't quite fit. So the first game, they actually had him silent, and it actually made it better.
But then they're thinking, why should we make him like Link? Let's make him more like Mickey Mouse with a voice.
Yeah. So it makes it even less epic, because when you have Mickey like charging into battle and yelling in that voice, you're just like, that's not someone I'd follow into battle, you know? Anyway, so that's that news. And Dan and I played the PlayStation version of Super Smash Brothers this weekend.
Oh,
which
there's a
just
PlayStation version?
it just came out.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I saw the trailer that he...
Yeah.
So it's
and
not Super Smash Brothers, but it's like Battle Royale something.
kind of, yeah, it's Battle Royale with all the PS3 characters, but they don't have like Crash Bandicoot or anything.
And it's funny because, you know, I remember watching that and I recognized some, but there were so many people I had no idea who
There was
they
a
were.
couple I didn't know, yeah. I knew
Oh, do you know all the PlayStation characters?
almost, I knew more than I thought I would.
Oh.
So I knew like Jack and Daxter.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan was not in there.
That'd be cool. He'd have to win everything.
We have Kratos, and then Nathan Drake was in there from Uncharted. It was cool, actually. I liked using Nathan Drake because he just used a gun, and that more often than not won the game.
We should make a Smash Brothers of
I don't.
me, Tangent, Debs, and Errol, and
Who
three
would
geeks
play
in a
that?
pod.
We'd have like 5 people who'd want to play that. What would your superpower be? You would just
I could eat
manipulate.
rice.
You could eat rice. And how would that defeat us?
No, I know. I could distract people.
Oh, that's true. You could just get like super excited.
Or I could just be loud. I could have like Sonic Boom voice.
I can believe that, actually. Yeah.
What would your...
God. I would.
You could be like Cavalier in like the original Dungeons and Dragons TV show.
I haven't even seen that. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
useless.
Oh, so crazy. When will this thing be? Oh, good. Because tonight, so this thing is going to be aired later. And I gave a sneak preview of the Nana musical.
Yeah, of episode 5.
And hopefully you've seen it by now. One person asked, so who's Neil Gaiman? And I'm going, And like, no, seriously, who's Neil Gaiman? And then, Francie wrote ... This is awkward.
This is, you know what? There are a few things, like whenever I always get annoyed when people get obscenely upset that I haven't seen something. But when it comes to Neil Gaiman, I can't help it. I can't help
really?
But get,
So now you understand.
Disbelieving. And yeah, so
Hypocrite.
I know that's was what I was implicating, but you just came out and said it.
I know. Why do you beat around the bush when you see a man say, "I want you"?
Dingbat.
Don't call him a dingbat yet. Wait till you're together for a long time.
For crap's sake, Errol. It's almost dangerous. It's almost more. I don't know what's worse: having a boyfriend and knowing you, or being single and knowing you.
Oh, are you gonna get a boyfriend?
No.
Oh, do you want one?
No, God, no. See, this is the problem with being
Your
single.
mom wants you to have a boyfriend.
Okay, we're not going to go into this territory.
Well, I think all moms want their
all moms
their kids
want
to
their
hook
children
up.
to hook
So what,
up.
You don't think your mom wants you to have a boyfriend?
Of course she does.
Oh, I
She
should
would
talk to her.
No. It's bad enough she responds to you on Facebook.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that last Facebook exchange?
I did. I haven't talked to her since then, so I don't know how she felt about it yet. But
what was I talking about? I was talking about. She was talking about.
We were talking about
living
Rob Ford.
in Toronto. Right?
Yeah.
Who cares? We're talking about Rod Ford. We could tell you news about that, but I don't really care.
Everyone's talking about it.
We're talking about living in Toronto, but she misspelled it and said,
She said,
loving
I
in Toronto.
loved in Toronto for 30 years.
And then I responded something like, I love loving in Toronto. And then I tagged my wife.
And then there was just no response after
No!
that.
What, didn't you read what she said?
No, I unfollowed the post after that.
You missed it.
I was getting tired of it. I was like, and I got embarrassed for her.
Don't you want to know what your mom said?
What did my mom say?
She said, I lived there during the hippie years.
Oh, God.
So there was all sorts of love. Something like that. It was awesome. It was totally awesome.
I know. My mom is just as unashamed as you are. So I feel shame for her.
Oh, don't you want to go back and read it now?
No.
No?
Well, maybe.
See? And then
Anyway,
I told her she
this
should
is
tell
some
you
news.
all about... Oh, I'm sorry. This is geek news about you.
Not me. About me.
So another game then.
That was the PlayStation one I was talking about.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So
it was
Epic Mickey and...
Epic Mickey and the Battle Royale. And that was pretty cool. I think it was better to play it on multiplayer. Except it was a little... I can't play those games, the Super Smash Brother type games or the fighting games, because whenever it pans out, there's just so much going on screen, I can't make sense of it. And more than once, I kind of lost my character in the mix. And the
Facebook wall is crazy. I mean, it's great because, your Facebook wall, huge events are happening. Sorry, did I just interrupt you?
You're like, I'm bored now. Let's talk about something I want to talk about. She said crazy. You know what's crazy? Yes. Facebook walls.
So it's true. Like, when Rob Ford got that whole court thing, my whole wall was filled. When Obama got elected, my whole wall was filled.
Yep.
When the Wii thingy bang came out, my whole wall got somewhat filled. So it's great that I know. I mean, I don't mind. It's just that I'm you can stay afloat with the news because of Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, it's a little insane, really. That's how I get most of my news, because I'll see a bunch of people post about it, then I'll go look it up, because I have no life.
Really?
Anyway.
What were you doing? You went to a movie. What movie did you see?
Oh, tonight I just saw Argo.
And I saw it like a couple weeks ago. Did you like it?
I liked it. It was very stressful, intense at times.
It's true. It is a crazy... It's not times. It was stressful, intense, the whole movie.
The whole movie. And you knew. And I was sitting there reminding myself, and my friend Amber told me this after too. She was thinking the same thing. We know how it ends.
We know it's going to be a good ending.
It's based on a true story about how people escaped. And we're like, we know they're going to escape. But yet we're still sitting there
it was still tense the whole freaking movie.
Tense. And it was good.
Yes.
I liked it. I was just like, as soon as the movie ended, we just kind of have we been breathing this whole time?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was a good movie. You know what I liked about it, though?
What?
At the very beginning.
Where they showed the storyboards and stuff?
Yeah, about way back in what is it again?
50?
When the U.S. and British oil displaced a democratically elected guy and put in the shot. and they basically, showed that, it was the U.S. and the Americans and the Britons that were in wrong. That were
Yeah, actually, I did enjoy it. It wasn't about America are the good guys and and Iran is just being crazy right now. It's like no. They had a reason and they kind of brought it on themselves.
Yeah, and then the Shah went and completely destroyed the country. And then the Americans said, "Okay, we're going to sanction him now." So that's not we wouldn't stand for that. Our country wouldn't stand for that. The U.S.'s country wouldn't stand for that.
No.
But oh well. So it's interesting. Although that was only like the 5 minutes of that, and I don't think anybody. I mean, it would have been interesting. I wonder if Americans probably don't know that.
Yeah. No, not a lot. No, I wouldn't imagine. Well, I didn't know much about it, to be honest.
I think I remember first seeing it on a YouTube vid, which was a very good educational YouTube vid. I don't know how many months ago.
Oh,
a
okay.
year ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it was good. It was stressful. It was fun.
It was just fun. Now, what else? We saw Skyfall.
We saw Skyfall. I also went and saw. Did I see Wreck-It Ralph with you?
Yeah. No, not with me. No.
And I also saw Rise of the Guardians. I have been watching movies non-stop, actually.
Yeah,
yes.
I'd say. So, well, how was that? The Rise of the Guardians.
It was good. I liked it. It was good. It was weird having what's his name, James T. Cap. Oh, for pity's sake!
Chris Pine.
Yes.
Yes.
I only know him as Captain James Kirk, so whatever.
Tiberius
Yeah.
Kirk.
Sorry, my nose is plugged. I can't seem to get anything speaking wise. Anyway, so what's his name again?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Jeez. Fish brain.
I don't know. Who's that guy?
Where am I right
That
now?
young guy. But it's funny because he's 32. It's funny because he's 32, and yet he's playing an 18-year-old kid, and so it was. Other than that, no, I liked it though. It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
Neat.
I did, but I think we talked about Wreck-It Ralph, and we all
we
loved
did.
that,
Yeah,
yes.
we talked a lot about Wreck-It
And
Ralph.
Skyfall was.
It was good.
It was a good action. I go into Bond movies expecting a Bond movie, and I come out having witnessed a Bond movie, and so it's not like did you love it? Yeah, it was good, but I don't think that was freaking amazing. No, I just like it was fun.
There's like that chase sequence at the beginning was pretty inventive, like
Yes.
motorcycles on roofs.
Yes. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
There's motorcycles and they're on roofs.
But it's at the beginning.
Yeah, nice going, man pants.
I-
Couldn't you just say that at the beginning? Spoiler.
No. Okay. No, I didn't want to.
There's another spoiler. Chris Pine plays the guy, Jack Frost, in the Rise of the Guardians. Rise of the Guardians about
Jack Frost.
well, it's about the Easter Bunny, Sandman, Tooth Fairy, and Santa Claus, all the guardians of children. And then comes the bad guy, the boogeyman.
The boogeyman's the bad guy?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they have to, and the boogeyman has been planning for years and now is attacking the children.
One man attacking all the children?
Well, no, I just more along the line. Anyway, you have to watch it.
Oh, cool.
It's cool. It's neat.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I got for news. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. So should we go on to our main topic?
Main topic.
Did we have a main topic?
We kind of decided on one.
Cool.
We're going to try and stay focused.
Part 2.
Okay, so we were talking about actually, because I've been to a few of them lately, and I had never really been before to conventions. Actually, I just
Oh, is that what our topic is?
you said let's talk about conventions. Did you forget that too, Fishbrain? God. Anyway, so we thought we've both been to conventions lately. I had never really been until the last couple of years, I guess. No, about the last year and a half is when I've really been starting to go to more conventions. Errol's just started going, and performing at them too. So we thought we might talk about conventions and our experience of them, and generally
As newbies.
as newbies. Yeah, so we're kind of coming in this with a newbie thing.
Now, what's really awesome is that, Man Pants doesn't really like to talk all by herself for long periods of time. So we're going to let her talk for a bit, and then you can watch it kind of disintegrate.
You suck. Well, I don't know how to begin it. He's already enjoying this. No, I never actually went to conventions. Well, I kind of was anti-convention for quite a while. Because, I don't know, they overwhelmed me, actually. Surprise. So, yeah, I never really went to conventions all that much, but my friends did a lot, and they were kind of really into it, and really, my friend Jen, for instance, is a huge cosplayer. She's become kind of a master at it. My friend Dan always does video stuff for records and archiving and whatnot. And I just sort of tagged along one year because one of this internet celebrity called the Nostalgia Critic was going to be a guest at one of the conventions, and I love him, and I wanted to meet him, so I went to this small convention called Com Bravo. And that was really, I guess, technically my first convention was actually Anime North, but I don't really count that one because I went for like a few hours and got kind of scared of all the anime fans. But I went to Com Bravo, and that was cool because that was actually a smaller one, which if you're going to be introduced to a convention, you probably want to go to a smaller one first, at least if you don't like crowds, which I don't very often. So Com Bravo was my first one, and that was an awesome experience, actually, because there weren't really too many hardcore geeks there, and...
Oh, and would they agree to that?
Would they agree? Well, I mean, by hardcore, okay, I mean intense. There was like a couple, but it wasn't... I don't know. I haven't really been to the bigger ones, but from what I've heard... Oh, I went to Fan Expo this year. And, I don't know. It was a lot more laid back, and it was a lot more enjoyable. And because the guests there were people that I actually knew and wanted to meet, it was a little more exciting for me, as opposed to Anime North, which I don't even really watch anime all that much, so I didn't know anybody there. And I didn't know what panels to go to and whatnot.
They didn't have a Miyazaki panel?
They probably did, but probably not on the day I was there.
You should have gone to the Miyazaki panel.
I went to a Miyazaki panel.
That was the same one we went to.
Yeah, I know.
Did we talk about that last time?
A little bit, because you talked about going to the convention and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Conventions for me are I don't know, would you go for the guests? Some people go for just this, the dealer's room sometimes, and...
No, I have no money.
I have no money either.
Although it was really funny, because I was at the Geek Arc show. So it's not a convention, it was in Kitchener, and it's run by Maroki, and it was the second year, and a bunch of dealers come. And we played there, Debs and I played there. And it's cool because it's just starting, and instead of trying to focus more, I mean, it is focusing on geek culture, but she's also trying to promote local artists that are around. Cool. So there's a variety of different things there, and there were a lot of comic book artists and stuff like that.
Neat.
Anyway, when I started singing, when I started introducing My Neighbor Totoro. And we were background, but Debs and I didn't really act like we were background because it's like we had the mic, and so people were forced to hear us. But I would say, okay, guys, this is my most favorite thing on the planet. Well, pretty much. I mean, I like it. I'm not gonna like a lot of things, but usually when people share things on my Facebook wall, there are only two things that people share. And I was saying this, and so if anybody out there has any Totoro paraphernalia, anything like that, I will buy it. I will buy it right now if you have any. Well, not right now, but afterwards, right? And they're all looking at me and shaking their heads. No.
Poor Errol.
But there was one.
Yeah.
And I forgot her name. Was it Ice Phoenix? I should go look because I have her card. And I bought off of her Soot Sprite keychain, and I was happy, and I still carry it with me because it's cool. So that was fun.
That's
so I enjoyed
fun.
it. It's small. I mean, it's not. It was like there are like a couple panels with the local. I don't even know if they're local, but with comic book artists, and and stuff. And so I really enjoyed it. I had fun.
Yeah, no.
We sang for 2 hours, actually.
Oh my God,
we could take
really?
a 5-minute break. And
5-minute break.
5 to 10 minute break, yeah. And then, but it was funny because like people would come up and ask us, "So can you sing this?"
They're taking requests. Was
We
it
were.
like geek songs or was it just general songs?
Somebody came up and says, it was funny. This guy comes up because we sang. What did we sing? I can't remember what we sang, but it was something that the musician before us knew, and so we called him on stage to sing along to one of the songs. Maybe it was like Rainbow Connection. And then another guy. Some guy says, "Can I sing too?" And I said, "Yeah, it's karaoke time with Debs and Errol." And so he
Of course
comes
it
up
was.
and says, and they're like, "I want to request a song." And I was looking, and Debs is going, "Oh no, what if we don't know it?" And he goes, "The Annie song." And I said, "Oh, tomorrow. You want to sing tomorrow?" And so I was like, we had internet, so I went and found it, and Debs sang it, and he sang it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was more of an interactive experience. I find it's weird. I find people are more open.
Well, I don't
at
think he was even
conventions
part of
than-
the show, actually. I think he looked like he was more staff of the building.
Oh, that's fun.
So he wasn't really even there. I mean, I could be wrong.
At
But
conventions, actually, I always feel sorry when they're at hotels. I always feel sorry for the people who are staying in the hotel who aren't part of the convention or who are not guests there. Because they walk out of their hotel rooms and they just look around and they sigh and they just wonder how they can get out of the building without, like, you know, being accosted by geeks. And everyone's generally afraid of them. I think the last one I went to, the people who were there were like, there was a wedding party there and a golf tournament there at the same time. I felt kind of bad for the wedding party. The golf tournament seemed to having the time of their lives, actually.
oh, really? Why?
They wanted pictures with everybody.
Oh,
Yeah, it
that's
was
good.
kind of cool, but
But the wedding party, they
The wedding
were
party
all
was like,
in their
oh
own
my
little "I
God.
want to be in love" world. It's all about me.
yeah.
I know what that's like. Both cases, in fact. When I went to FSC Ontario, I actually had a lot of fun. That's a very small con. I don't know how many people were there. Do you think 200,
200, that's it.
300 or something like that?
Oh, yeah, that was
The
about...
one that you went to. You and I went.
I
And
forgot what it was
Debs.
called. I thought it was like just SF. I just called SF
Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it.
SFC.
But it was
yeah.
because it was small. It was a lot of fun.
It was, actually. The thing with the smaller conventions is that the guests aren't really shuffled. Like, you can meet with them and a lot more easily than you could at a bigger convention. And with more higher profile guests, obviously. Like, at this one, it was, like, no problem to go up afterwards and talk to...
Rob Sawyer. We
Rob.
talked about that last year, right?
Yeah.
Last podcast.
Yeah, we did.
And how you were nervous.
Yeah, but even conventions like Con Bravo, you couldn't do that with the guests. Basically, they were being shuffled around by the staff from
Oh,
panel
really?
to panel and then back to their rooms. If they weren't at a panel, they were in
Can you
their
get
rooms.
us to sing at Con Bravo?
I can try.
Yeah.
I know the person who runs it.
So that you're like a person with connections.
That's another weird thing. I think going into conventions and stuff, I think I have a bit of a different experience of it because I went with people who had been going to conventions for years and were well known on the convention circuit. And so they were kind of like, they knew the ropes and they knew how to, you know, they basically had the lay of the land and they were kind of masters in their field. So I kind of went in with connections already.
So if I go in, you'll show me around, and I look, who's there's man pants? Who's that Asian guy with man pants?
No, they won't do that.
Oh, maybe
I'm like
or
a
Manda.
I'm like a groupie.
Yeah.
I'm not actually well known.
Aren't you gonna run panels?
I'm gonna try.
I want to run. You
That's
should run a Miyazaki panel.
Why? I am not the person to run. If I ran a Miyazaki panel,
I'll do it with you.
yeah. See, no, there's no doing it with me.
What?
You're just gonna do it.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying you should run the Miyazaki.
I want to
panel.
run a Miyazaki
You
panel.
should run a
That'd be
Miyazaki
awesome.
panel.
But
If I was like, "Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about," and then you just like come in.
no, I'd let you say Miyazaki.
Okay, and then Miyazaki, and then you take over.
Oh no, I'd let. What would you say?
Huh?
To begin with. So, I saw Spirited Away.
I would be more confident than that.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
so what would you say?
No, I can't do it now.
What? Oh, you can't be confident all by yourself.
I need an audience.
You need an audience to be Oh, really?
Yes.
I need to apply my craft where I can be viewed.
I'm gonna
I need them to love me.
Okay, Errol. I'm just shrinking like further in my chair as this podcast goes.
What are you talking about? You're doing great.
Shoulders are sore from the shrinking.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not my fault that you're like being little. I'm so shy and retiring.
Anyway. I was gonna say, yeah, no, I want to run a panel.
Which one? On what?
I don't
Mist?
know yet. Yes. I want to do it on
So
Mist.
you do know. It's like, I want to run a panel. I don't know. Mist, yes.
Well, on adventure gaming of some sort, but I don't know if anyone would come to it. But people have run.
No, I would run an adventure game panel because you could cover the new stuff and I could cover the
Hey,
old
that
stuff.
would be good, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
I could give you the old man, creepy, Asian, sweating man. That's what you call me.
Can you?
Creepy, old,
I do
Asian, sweaty
not.
man. You have that.
But that's kind of has a good ring to it. Creepy Asian sweating man.
CASM. Thanks.
CASM.
There you go.
Good old chasm. No, I like the one thing is, I mean, I didn't know anybody could run panels. You know, that you could just sign up to do it and
So you
request
should do it. You should
information.
run panels.
Because the one I went to, the guy was really quiet and kind of just let the whole
I would
panel.
bring my own amp.
Yes, well, we need mics too.
I know. I'd bring my mics.
You bring your
and my
mics? The
amps.
rooms are pretty tiny. I don't think we'd need it.
Oh.
Not with your voice.
No, but what about you?
I can do it.
you go, hello.
For God's sakes, I'm an actor. I can project.
Yeah, but what if, just in case they can't hear us? You still have those people. What if you get the loud people that go, I used to play games back when King's Quest 8
No, you'll
was
be
out.
doing the panel with me, Errol, so it doesn't matter.
Then I bring the research.
You bring the research?
Bring all my... You know, there's a Commodore group that is meeting this weekend, too, actually. What are they called? The Tug Group? I can't remember. I don't have time to go to that, though. But it'd be kind of cool. You know what the Commodore is? Commodore 64?
Oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're meeting
I
this
didn't
week.
own one, but my neighbors did.
There you go. And you play... Actually, no, I didn't own a Commodore 64. I owned a Commodore 128.
Oh,
So,
that's like a better one, isn't it?
It was
Ooh.
it had double the memory, right?
28 megabytes?
64 and 64 is about...
Sorry.
It's about double that.
Okay.
Anyway, it was
we should
awesome.
probably wrap up soon. I'm sorry, this is
What?
kind of...
What are you talking about? Why are we wrapping up? We were talking about video games and adventure games and how we should
probably should have just talked about adventure games this time around.
We could have talked about it. We could still talk a little bit about
We
adventure
can
games and
tell.
how you... What would you... If you were going to have a panel, what would you cover?
I might...
The history of adventure games.
It might be partly the history of adventure games.
And how you love Myst.
How much I love Myst. Let's measure... I put a graph of my love of Myst growing over the years. And, no, I'd probably try and cover, like, how they're relevant, or their relevance now, like, and how they're kind of getting a comeback, or
But not like they would have back in
no,
the day.
not in the
There's
golden
no
age
way.
of them. No way. But how elements of them make it into games today, like any puzzle solving elements in games.
Maybe,
And-
but at the same sort of time, they're still kind of like... Actually, no, but you knew Myst, right? So when I first played Myst,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't all that impressed.
See, I
Only
was 12.
Yeah, no,
So-
no. I didn't. I liked Myst and all, but the
Yeah.
problem with Myst... Well, okay. I definitely did not like the underground train thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, nobody liked that.
The
But
big
so-
thing with me was I didn't have sound on my computer that wasn't
Oh,
working,
so
so
you
we
couldn't
couldn't figure it out.
But I didn't mind, I didn't mind the logic puzzles, but I think for me it was like, look, we're just walking around. So it reminded me of The Seventh Guest. 'Cause
Okay.
I played The Seventh Guest when it came out.
Right.
And I did like it, right? So I'm not saying I hated Myst, but I played all the other types of game before it, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
I ran into The Seventh Guest, which was kind of neat, but all of a sudden it was really like they weren't puzzles related to the game. There's like, oh look, here's a chess problem you have to figure out. for no reason. And so
Right.
that confused me. And so
I
it
can
made
see
more
that,
it
yeah.
made more sense. And as Mist got older, it made more sense because they tried to envelop it into the world. Like what was it, Mist 3, I do believe,
Mist 3 and
with the whole different worlds and that ball.
the ball. That was awesome.
The ball.
Well, even Riven, actually, the second Mist, which is my favorite one. But yeah, I can see your point because you're sort of like, why did you build an entire world where you have to solve several puzzles just to get into your front door? And Riven sort of was the first. Yeah, that was actually the first time they sort of like, maybe we should integrate this more in a story sort of sense.
Yeah. And that's kind of cool. So I didn't mind. I mean, it's the same sort of thing like if you play, I don't know, Professor Layton. And the same, and I like Professor Layton a lot, right?
Yeah. So like, why
But
does everybody need all these riddles solved?
Yes, I know. However, if you compare that to, let's say, Phoenix Wright, which is more of a classic adventure game, because you have to find things that relate to the, you don't suddenly open up a box and inside of it is like some sort of try to get this shape out of this small object sort of thing. And it's like, I hate that puzzle. Oh, what puzzle do I hate? I hate the puzzle. I don't hate it, but it's like I don't try to figure out. It's like when you press a button and either two more lights turn off, but it's a binary thing. So if a light is on, it turns off. And if it's off, it's turned on. And then you have to make it so that all the lights turn on.
And so you got to figure out which ones turn off what. I hate
those things, so I just do it randomly until it works.
I hate any timed puzzles, and I hate stealth sequences where you have to sneak through something without being noticed.
I don't mind it. That reminds me of Covert Ops, which was an old SSI game. Same guys that made Railroad Tycoon and
Actually, you know what puzzle I hate? It was a particular one in Riven, and it wasn't even a puzzle. It was you've really overthought this, and the solution was a lot simpler than you thought. This might be minor spoilers, but it's over 10 years now, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like there's a point where you have my friend and I were we always played the game together, and my friend and I were trying to get to this one building off in the distance. It was up on a mountain, and we were looking everywhere. We found a ladder that went up into another building. Nope, there's no doors or anything, and we were just at our wits' end. We spent about an hour and a half looking for a solution.
That's it. Oh.
And
amateurs.
Amateurs. So then we turned around. And we were just about to give up and go search another part of the island or something. We were inside this building, and my friend, just as a joke, went, let's lock ourselves in, because we had opened the doors to get in the building. As we shut the doors and the animation started, as the doors were shutting, we see like two other doors behind those doors. It was just being covered up, and our jaws just dropped, and we needed about 10 minutes to get our rage over with, because it was just that simple.
I remember the first time that I remember doing, was it in Maniac Mansion? And I didn't solve it. I had to look it up somewhere. Where in order to get a key, it was on the back of a door.
It's
I hate those things.
I hate those. So that was...
I remember in The Dig. Ever played The Dig?
No.
It was a LucasArts game.
Cool.
And you had to extend a bridge near the end. And there was just a device. And it looked like if you pressed a button, then the bridge would extend, right? So I pressed it. And it would flash and nothing would happen. And I couldn't figure it out. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but what the solution was you had to press and hold. Click and hold. And then it would go. And not once during the other game did you ever have to click and hold anything. So it was the
first game I played actually was, first adventure game ever that I played was Amazon. It was.
Oh yes, you mentioned that. Yes.
Did I mention that? Okay, yeah.
No. I mean, I remember you told me.
Yeah, I told you about it. No, it was. Go
to FMV.
FMV. It was some FMV. It was like third-person point and click, kind of like the King's
Full
Quest.
motion video.
Full motion video, and it was actually quite a good game, but also a very tough game. It was one of those games where if you didn't pick up that sparkly thing, 2 hours ago, then you're pretty much doomed for the rest of the game. So, like, you'll get to the point where you need the sparkly thing, and then you can't figure out why you keep dying or why this man keeps shooting you, and you realize, oh, I needed to pick up a sparkly thing that I didn't think much of back then.
And the sad thing is there were so many. I mean, like, even now, like, you know, when I ever go on, like, what is called, The Underdogs, or, like, looking at abandonware games.
Yeah.
And I hear of all these adventure games, and I tried to play most of them, but it was like, how come I never heard of this when I was younger and it came out? Because I would have so loved it, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And so I think I played, for example, I played a game called Deathgate, which is based on a 7-novel series.
Oh.
And it was actually a lot of fun. And but there's like reams of text. And it's like an old 16-bit game. So I'm not talking about like, you know, old like Longest Journey old.
No.
I'm still talking like old.
Like early 90s?
Beneath the Steel Sky old. If
Oh,
you've ever
okay.
played that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I've seen it.
That kind of graphics and stuff. Or, I mean, Beneath the Steel Sky looks a bit older than, let's say, a bit newer than, let's say, Leisure Suit Larry 1
Okay.
or Space Quest 1, right? So, I don't know.
Oh my god. It's a wonder actually that I ever beat any of those games. Especially we had Space Quest on our computer, and it was the one where you had to type in all of the commands.
Are you telling for my sake? Or
No. And well, I think there's multiple Space Quests, but it was one of the earlier
there
ones,
are.
and it was like I was like 7 or 8. I was still, my motor skills weren't all that great. I'm like, how did I ever type in those commands in time? And
Ever play King's Quest?
Yes.
Did you? So there's a fan-made version of King's Quest, right?
Oh, I've played both of them.
Okay, there you
I've
go.
played
So it's kinda cool.
the remakes, yeah.
Yes.
Those are great, actually. I love those.
And I like the fan-made remake of Urquan Masters Star Control 2.
I've never heard of that.
That's okay. Star Control is like, okay, we're going to end soon. But Star
Yeah.
Control, the very first Star Control that came out was really cool. You had, what's it like? What can I compare it to? Well, it was just like two ships that would battle on screen. You controlled one and the other person controlled the other
Oh,
person.
cool.
And you just shoot at each other. But each ship had like special powers. I mean, it's not so much that there were special powers like the red one could shoot a bomb, the other. No, they had like almost completely different stats. So, for example, you might have one ship that can cloak and shoot fire, but it might have a slow turning rate and had a very slow acceleration rate, blah, blah, blah,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Another ship, its superpower, it was like, I forgot. Oh, so that ship was called a Kilrath. Another ship was, what were they called? Anyway, they were, obviously, they were females. And what they would do is that they were like the sirens. So every time you pressed its special power, everybody on the other ship would abandon it. And then you could, because the hit points were the people. So every time you hit a ship, it would kill off people. And so then you would go and, like, you know, they'd abandon it, and then you'd go and collect it with your ship and stuff like that. Then you have another little guy had very little people, had like 5 people in it.
Yeah.
But it didn't follow any inertia rules. So normal inertia applied. Like if you let go of the thrust, it would just keep on moving. Whereas this little ship was super fast and it avoided any inertia. So you didn't have to worry. It would stop on a dime. Difficult, crazy difficult to control, right?
Oh
but
my
know,
God.
but it was also very hard to hit because it was like the size of a. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It was a crazy amounts of fun. There was all sorts of. That was Star Control. Then Star Control 2 came out and they added a few more ships. But then what they did is they added this epic story where you had to go and, like, you know, talk to different races, go fly around the universe and find different planets that might have been, you know,
wow.
it was a crazy epic story of like the birth and origin of everything, kind of like, it was
crazy.
one of those kind of things. And it
Yeah.
was freaking brilliant. But anyway.
So that's that. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we would. So all in all, we need to do a panel on adventure gaming then.
I think so.
I think
That's
so.
not even an adventure game, but there were so many adventure elements to that, you know, it was fun. Oh yeah, I played a lot of it. I mean, obviously a lot of the Sierra ones, but I played anyway. Yeah, we do. But I got to get going
Me
because
too.
it's late.
It's late.
And Man Pans has to go to bed,
I do.
and I don't. But I actually have to get the next Nanotune out.
Yes.
So the Nanotune being the daily web comics for November of National Novel Writing Month.
Yep.
Yes, my whole November is being eaten up by NaNoWriMo, but I'm a NaNoWriMo fanboy.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we'll sign off. How are we going to do this?
My
again?
name's not Man Pans.
My name's not Ja-Mez.
This is difficult for you. No kidding. It's not that.
My
Ja-Mez
name's
is not here.
Errol. There you go.
Yeah, poor Ja-Mez. We miss you, Ja-Mez.
Miss you.
You could have done a better job of those news. He's gonna hate us. He's gonna. Are you
Yeah.
just checking your phone while we're talking?
Yeah.
You're not even
well, you
paying
said
attention.
It's over now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Was it a date? Was it
No.
a text from a
It
man?
was not.
Oh, you need to start hanging out with single men.
Oh.
Don't forget, guys, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can also follow us on Twitter at 3geeksinapod. That's the number 3. You can also like us on Facebook.
Get all the news and updates about podcasts and videos and other announcements at our blog, 3geeksinapod.wordpress.com. Again, that is the number 3. Stay in touch with friends and fans at the forums on our sister site, debsanderrol.com.
And if you want to contact us directly with the emails, you can do that at 3geeksinapod@gmail.com. We're on the Gmail as well, and that's the number 3 again. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you